Hey, Chris, do you know where my bag is? The black one? I left it in the room with everything else of mine, but it's not here anymore.
What? I don't know anything about that black bag. Are you sure you didn't put it somewhere else that you're not remembering?
So, you have no clue? Then, what is this?
Huh? What is that? That's a photo of Rebecca.
That's right. And this is a photo that your ex-girlfriend had posted on her Instagram of herself. She wrote on it that this was a present from her friend, and she just loves it.
Have you been stalking Rebecca's Instagram or something? You need to stop doing something like that right now.
I wasn't stalking her, as she sent me this picture herself for no good reason. So what's that bag doing in this picture with her? Because that happens to be the black bag that I've been looking for. Are you really sure that you don't remember what happened to it?
I told you I don't know. Are you sure that she just doesn't happen to have the exact same bag as you?
You think she'd have the same bag as me? Well, I guess this all could just be one really big coincidence, right? Which is crazy because even the keychain that's on that bag happens to be the exact same one I had on it. You remember that one? It was the heart-shaped keychain that I got with my friend when we both went on vacation together.
Are you kidding me?
I'm the one that should be saying that, Chris. So, we've come to the conclusion that this was all you're doing then? Hey, what the heck were you thinking? Taking something of mine like one of my bags and giving it to your ex-girlfriend as a present?
Well, she happened to take a look at your Instagram and told me that she wanted a bag just like yours. But you know me, I don't give a crap about bags. I had no clue where to buy a bag just like yours, right?
So that's your frickin' reason for stealing my bag and giving it to her? I'm not going to take an excuse like that for an answer.
Come on, you haven't even been using that black very much recently. I just assumed you didn't need it anymore.
It's not your decision to choose whether I still need something or not when it's my expensive bag. It was my bag, so I'm the only one that gets to choose what I want to do with it. And it's not just that that's a problem here, but also the fact that you took that out of my pile of things without telling me. And to top all this off, you tried lying to me saying you had no clue what happened to the bag, which has really ticked me off now. And all of this was done for one of the stupidest people possible, your ex. Why are you even talking with her anymore? You told me before that you and her had broken up a long time ago and you're engaged to me now.
I get that Rebecca is my ex. But she also happens to be a longtime friend of mine, so she's like a little sister to me. It's not my fault that I wanted to treat her to something she wanted, right?
You're telling me it's not your fault that you went and stole something of mine? Now listen to me, Chris. You need to start thinking about letting things go altogether with that woman. I understand that she's a longtime friend of yours, but she is also your ex, and you have a fiancé now, right? If you really viewed her as your little sister, then why did you date her? What is it with you wanting to give her anything she asks for all the time? You and I will be on dates together, and when she calls for you, you run off towards her. We even make plans to do something months in advance, and you'll cancel them to go out with her. I get that she was a good friend to you before you started to date, but could you stop all of this?
I'm sorry, but I'm telling you that there is nothing between her and I. I won't do anything like this anymore now, so just give all this up for me.
You've told me this plenty of times now about her, saying you won't do anything anymore. I think I've heard it over 10 times now, actually. If this does happen again, I will seriously not forgive you for it.
All right.
And as for my bag, I want you to get that back from her. I actually happen to really love that bag and use it more than you think.
What? You want me to get it back from her?
Of course you! You're the one that stole it from me and gave it to her.
Really? But after giving her something not too long ago and asking her to give it back so soon, That's a little wrong, don't you think? Don't you feel a little bad for her? I'll get you a new black bag, all right, Wanda? Just give up on that bag for me, please.
Huh? Why do I have to be the one to give up and walk away from all of this without any of my things? Don't you feel bad for me since you stole my dang bag? I loved that bag a lot, and I will not love any other bag like I loved that one. Go get that bag from her right now.
All right.
Wanda, I'm so sorry. I heard all about your black bag from Chris. I never knew that this bag happened to be your bag. I didn't know a thing about that, all right? Okay. If you had no idea that the bag he gave you was mine, then there's no use in getting upset with you about it. I just got a text from him, though, saying that he got it back from you now, so there's no worries between you and I. Well, if that's the case, that's fine. But hey, I just wanted to let you know not to get upset with Chris, okay? Huh? Well, he told me that you were really upset with him about this, and that seemed to really crush his spirits is all. I told him before, when looking at that picture of you with the bag, that I really liked it. And I guess he just really wanted to give that same bag to me as a present. I don't think he meant anything bad by giving me your bag. So, can you please stop yelling at him for something he thought was okay? I see. Well, for the time being, things are fine because he got my bag back from you. But the reason for me getting that upset with him is because he should know better than to steal other people's things like that. But you shouldn't be getting so upset that you start coming off rude, right? That's not good for anyone in the end. If you keep griping with him over something like this after today, you guys will soon lose the happiness you both share. And to be honest, it's not cute at all of you to be that upset with him. That's a good point. Well, I'll be a little more careful next time. Now, let me just tell you something now that we're talking. You'd better be careful around him yourself. As of right now, Chris thinks of you as his little sister, and that's his reason for wanting to be around you all the time and treat you. But if things like this keep happening, I'm not going to be a happy camper at all. We are planning to get married soon, so could you please think about distancing yourself a little from us? He's thought of me that way? I'm so sorry. He and I have been together ever since preschool, so that's probably why he sees me that way. Even I feel as though he's like my older brother or something. And when he and I dated for a little while, things really felt that way all the time. And to him, he thinks of you as someone like his mom. He said that when you get mad at him, it's exactly like his own mom getting mad. Is that right? Well, anyway, just make sure that you keep a little bit more distance from now on, so that we can all be happy. Sounds good. See you again! I can't believe I was stupid enough to forgive you after that last incident with my dang bag. I cannot believe any of this now. I am done with all this.
What's wrong, Wanda? I told you today that I had a little get-together after work, and that you shouldn't try talking to me during it. Did you not remember me telling you any of that before?
What is it with you right now, that attitude you have? Are you drunk or something?
I'm not drunk. I just happen to have 5, maybe 6 drinks is all.
You're freaking drunk then? Well, who cares? Now, you tell me right now what's going on with this.
Huh? What's that a picture of?
I'm sure it's a little hard to tell by just the hand, but this is a picture that Rebecca just posted on Instagram. And when it comes to that ring on her finger, you happen to know about it, right? Here's a little hint, by the way. My engagement ring has been missing since this morning when I've woken up.
That. I happened to give Rebecca that engagement ring.
Why?
Well, Rebecca had been telling me lately that she wanted a ring to go with some clothing she bought recently. And the ring I gave to you happened to be perfect for her. So that's a pretty good thing, right?
I think so.
But I happened to forget about this thing called ring size. Your fingers are huge compared to hers, like hands from a gorilla or something. So I had a jeweler go and cut the ring, and then shrink it to her size.
What?
You're a lot fatter than Rebecca, I guess. I laughed my butt out when I thought about that.
You really must be drunk to be okay saying all of this in front of me. Stealing my ring from me and all?
I'll get you a wedding ring here soon, so who cares about that engagement ring, right? You won't be wearing that engagement ring anymore after that. So it's totally fine for Rebecca to have it, right? And since she's not a freaking fatty like you, she looks a lot better wearing it. Same with that black bag of yours I gave to her before. She looked a lot better carrying it around.
The fact that you've given your ex-girlfriend the engagement ring you gave to me even shows that something is very wrong with you. Just letting this go over like all those other things is not going to teach you anything. I'm not forgiving you this time.
What?
Take a look at this first. That woman put this picture on her Instagram a few days ago. 3, to be exact. And she commented that this picture was from her bachelorette party at a hotel. There are even more pictures of her there in a hotel room drinking lots of alcohol.
And what's that got to do with me?
Take a really good look at this picture, please. I want you to look in the mirror that's placed in the background.
The mirror? Ah!
Why the hell are you in that mirror's reflection? And why are you in it only in your frickin' underwear?
No, wait! That's not what you think! This is all a total misunderstanding. That's not even me!
What? That's not you standing there pretty much nude? I guess I'll have to go and ask some other friends of yours who they think is in that mirror. Maybe I'll even try asking your mom and dad about who this might be.
No, wait a second! You have this all very wrong. You seriously have all of this wrong. I already told you that there is nothing between her and I, right?
I wonder if you're really being honest with me when I have a picture like this as proof. You were at a hotel with a woman who is not even your girlfriend anymore, yet you had most of all your clothing off? Also, on this day, you told me you had to stay late for work because of overtime, right? All of the information is still saved in our texts, right, from that day? You've once again lied to me and gone out with her. Who the hell is going to believe there is nothing going on between you both now?
I'm telling you that you really have every single thing about this wrong. During that time, rain! There was a lot of rain. To get out of the rain, I went into the hotel and took all my clothes off to let them dry. And I just happened to run into Rebecca at the hotel where she allowed me to do that in her room.
What? Is that right?
That post she made on her Instagram must have been a stupid mistake on her part. She's just playing around is all. There's seriously nothing going on between us. Honestly.
So this is all in my head then? You think I'd say something like that about this? When you've been cheating on me with that woman this whole dang time?
Huh?
You thought this was the only picture I had as evidence of you both still being together? Ever since you started to get real close to her again, I've been on your trail. I even asked a professional to help me out. You've even gone over to her house to be with her and have some fun, huh? That pro made sure to take lots of videos and pictures for me. All of you being around Rebecca and doing all sorts of things with her.
What? You're lying.
What the hell was that about her being like your little sister again? You tell me you want to do things like that to your little sister? Frickin' gross! Makes me want to call the police on you for thinking something like that.
Wait, just hear me out, alright? I have something I really want to tell you about. So please, listen to me.
You don't have to be that freaked out about all this, alright? I'll let you explain why you did all of this to me right now. But of course, Right after that, we'll be talking about you paying me an out-of-court settlement, okay?
Please just wait a second. I'll go and get that ring back from her right now. So please just listen to everything I have to say to you about this.
I don't need that ring anymore. It's not my size, anyway. Just throw it in the trash or something for me now.
What?
I'm heading back to my parents' house. When I call for you to come over, you come. I want you to hear the full reality of all this in person while my parents watch. Rebecca! Good evening. No, I have nothing to do with him. So he's already told you about what's coming then? Well, then I don't need to explain all of this to you now. Was it fun for you? Going out with your ex behind his fiance's back and taking all her things? And texting me about all of this like you had no connections to what he was doing to you? Was that fun? I never meant for things to end up this way. He was hiding everything from me this whole time. I never actually thought he'd give me your engagement ring to match my clothing. All right, you can stop it with all the bullcrap now. You both must have been laughing about me while together all this time, right? Man, I have been waiting for this day for a very long time. I got a lot of photos of you both together, but I really wished I would have gotten more. Funny that you still went ahead and did all of this after that last warning I gave you, right? What was it that I said? Something about staying the hell away from us? But I never knew about all of this going on. Go ahead and tell me you never knew. That's a good one. Do your parents know about this? That you have yourself a sugar daddy? Huh? Wait, what? What are you talking about? I'm talking about that anonymous account you have online. When I heard from my friend about it, I knew exactly who she was in all those pictures. You have that account to hide your life with Chris from everyone else, right? You happened to even post a picture of you with my black bag on it, bragging about how Chris gave it to you, right? Remember that comment that said you thought you got a new brand bag, but it's secondhand? Well, that was me saying that. Anyway, this is how I found out about you having your sugar daddy. I really want to tell your parents about this right now. About you and Chris and everything that's come with it. Stop that! Please, don't do that. I'm so sorry. I'm so very sorry. When you're posting things like this online, you need to be more careful about what's in the photos and when you take them. We live in a world where anything you put online can be seen by everyone, no matter how hard you try to hide it. This has all been a good learning point for you, right? I'll ask for your payment for this later on another day, all right? You'll be coming to pay it off, right? If you don't pay me, I'm going to tell everyone you know about this sugar daddy account. You're not getting away from me. After that day, I happened to get a load of messages from both Chris and Rebecca asking to talk things through. But I was sick and tired of looking at all the stupid excuses they both had for the crap they've been pulling, so I just left them both on red. In the middle of the night, I went over to Chris's place while he was with Rebecca and grabbed all my things to take back to my parents' house. And a few days after that, myself, Chris, and Rebecca, my parents as well as Chris's parents, all got together to talk. I laid out all the pictures that I had of those two and started the long story of explaining everything that had happened. Chris's parents became ghostly white while I explained everything, and I almost felt bad for the both of them because they didn't seem to have a sense of anything anymore. When I finished my explanation, I told everyone that due to Chris cheating on me while we've been engaged, I would like $22,000 from the both of them. And after all of that was finished with, Chris's parents went and took him back to their house as he cried, and my parents asked that Rebecca leave and never come back. Later, Rebecca's parents were told about what happened, and soon both Chris and Rebecca were disowned by their parents. And not only did they lose their parents, but most of their friends and coworkers found out about what had happened, and started to lose them one by one as well. As of right now, those two are pretty much left with nothing, and look as though they're never going to smile again. Chris has gone and brought Rebecca into his home, where they both live and never come out as often as they used to. I hope that the way I acted this time towards the both of them treating me like crap will make them regret everything. And I think with the money I've received from the settlement, I'm going to take a vacation somewhere relaxing. I'm already in the works of planning the trip out, and I want to make sure I have as much fun as I can knowing these two are living the worst days of their lives. Maybe I'll even find myself a new man on this trip. I am so looking forward to this. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Hello, mother-in-law. About the new house me and Arturo have moved into recently, could you do something about the huge box of stuff you just sent us suddenly? What is this stuff anyways? Sure, the room isn't being used for now, but we plan to use it when we have a child. What? Do you mean the stuff I sent you the day before yesterday? Oh, I asked my son if we could temporarily store it there, and he said yes, since you guys weren't planning on using it soon. Yeah, it's taking up a huge part of the room that I intend to use for something else. I know we're planning on making it our child's room in the future, but there's something else I want to use it for in the meantime. Oh, is that so? What are you going to be using it for? But Alejandro told me it was all right because you weren't going to be using the room, which is why I sent it to him. Huh? It's none of your business what I intend on using the room for. And besides, it doesn't matter whether Arturo gave you permission because I never gave you permission. I'm the wife of this house, you know. Do you think you can just do stuff without telling me? I see. I guess it was wrong of me not to tell you anything about it, but Arturo said that he had already told you. If that's the case, then sorry, but could you hold on to it for just 1 week? I'll find a rental warehouse to keep the stuff in. No! Take it out of our house right now! I'm not going to make our house your personal warehouse for the week. What? Right now? I'm sorry, but right now is impossible. I'm going to be using the room starting this afternoon. And I'm going to have a big problem if you don't move it out by then. Take it out now or else I'll tell Arturo. But Alejandro himself said it was all right for me to keep the stuff there temporarily. Besides, you tell me to come and take the stuff right now, but I'm currently in Rome. What? Rome? What the hell are you doing in Rome? There's something I need to do here before I return. Even if I were to come and get it now, it would already be evening when I arrived. Oh, I get it. You're on some sort of vacation to celebrate your retirement last week, right? And what do you mean, there's something you need to do, LOL? Aren't you just an unemployed housewife who just lays around all day? No, not really. I'm a graphic designer, you see. Huh? What in the world is a graphic designer? Is that a fancy word for someone who plays video games on their computer? I always was never able to understand all this gadget stuff. Anyways, I got off topic. You won't be able to get it by today, right? Yes, I'm afraid so. Could you please just wait until I return next week? No, I can't wait until next week. I told you I would be using the room from this afternoon, right? My parents... nothing. Fine. If you won't come immediately, then I'll just throw it all out in the yard. What? Oh, hold on. What if it started raining? There are machines inside the box that can't be wet. I don't know. It's not my problem. Well then, I'm going to throw it out from the second floor window now. Huh? Couldn't you at least carry it outside? What in the hell do you need to throw it out of the window for? There are expensive computers and other appliances inside the box. They're going to break if you do that. It's your fault for sending us this huge box of stuff without my permission, LOL. I need to go throw it out now, so bye! Ezio, it's terrible.
Mother, what's wrong?
Oh, our stuff that I sent to your brother's new house to be stored in is going to be thrown out by Andrea. She said she's actually going to be using the empty room from this afternoon, and so I need to take the stuff out immediately. I'm in Rome, as you already know, so could you go and stop her for me? She said that she was going to throw them out of the second floor window. Our computers are sure to be smashed to pieces if she does something like that.
What? Why? What do you mean she's gonna throw us stuff outside the window? Didn't Alessandro tell her that we'd be keeping the stuff there temporarily? What in the world is she thinking?
I don't know the details, but it seems that Andrea didn't know what the stuff was. She said she can't just leave it in the room, so she's going to put it in the yard.
Seriously, is that woman insane or what? I knew it when I said that it wasn't a good idea for Alessandro to marry a woman like that.
Could you go and check in on their house quickly? Hurry before she throws it out.
Alright, I'll try to get there as fast as possible. Mother, I was too late, I'm afraid.
What?
The clothes in the cardboard box were fine, but the work computer and other such electronics are all smashed to pieces.
I see.
All the data is backed up in the cloud, so that's not a problem, but this stuff cost a fortune. I can't work without a computer, so I guess I'll have to buy a new one.
But we're going to be needing the money soon. What a mess.
Anyways, could you please take care of the business with the real estate company like planned, Mom? I'll tell my brother about what happened and ask him to pay for the damages his wife caused.
Got it. Leave it to me.
Thanks. I guess I'm gonna have to clean up this mess in the yacht now.
We probably need to rent some sort of storage room temporarily.
I'll do that. We probably need to rent a truck as well.
All right. Thanks, Ezio.
Hey, Mom. I talked to Alessandro.
How did it go?
See, Alessandro's been on a business trip since yesterday, and he's currently in Sicily.
What? Really?
I asked him whether he could come home early, but apparently there aren't many flights, and the earliest he can come home is in 3 days. But he said that he told Andrea about our stuff, though. He said to leave the stuff in that room since the room was currently not being used, as they were planning to make it their child's room in the future.
I see.
Oh, I went up to their new house earlier, just to see what Andrea was up to, but...
Was there something strange?
Yeah, a man and a woman about your age went into the house carrying huge boxes.
A man and a woman my age?
I think those were Andrea's parents.
Huh?
I went to their house with Alessandro a few times to ask the parents' blessing for the marriage, so I know their faces. I'm pretty sure it's them.
Maybe they've come to visit?
It's fine if that's the case, but that amount of stuff is strange for just a visit. This is also right after she destroyed our stuff, so I feel like she's taking advantage of the fact that Alessandro isn't here currently. I smell trouble brewing.
Ezio came and took away all your stuff, mother-in-law. Yes, Ezio's stuff was also in there as well, so... What? Really? Ew! No way! Do you mean that I was a hair's breadth away from falling for your ploy to harass me? What do you mean you were a hair's breadth away from me harassing you? You sent me stuff without permission! And took up a bunch of space in our room! You were planning on forcefully moving in with us after that, weren't you? Huh? It's my parents who are going to be moving in with us at our new house. That's the first I've heard about that. Of course! It's the first time I've told you, LOL. Does Alejandro know about this? He's currently on a business trip to Sicily, so I'll tell him when he gets back. But aren't your parents the one who are forcefully moving in? It's not a problem since I gave them permission, LOL. But fine, I'll propose a compromise to you.
A compromise?
If you give me $30,000 to celebrate our new house being built, then I'll let you live with us, LOL.
$30,000?
If you don't like my conditions, then you're not moving in. You had to leave the company house that you were living in until now when you retired. And now live in a temporary apartment, right? I know you were probably watching us looking to see when you can move in. But it seems like you're out of luck. Since I, the person who needs to be the most cautious of you, have already noticed your schemes, LOL. It's up to you whether you're going to have a peaceful retirement or not, LOL. I mean, even if you pay me the money, I'll only be giving you the small room under the stairs, though.
I see. I never knew people could be this delusional.
Huh? What do you mean delusional? You're the one who's delusional, mother-in-law, for thinking I wouldn't notice what you were trying to do.
I don't care anymore, so I'm not going to explain it to you.
Oh, so it's fine if you don't move in with us? Are you sure about that, LOL? How are you going to support yourself if you have no job?
I have another son, Ezio. So it's fine. And I do, in fact, have a job, Andrea.
Huh? You did? Anyways, good for you getting along so well with your second son at that age, LOL. Alright, then will the two of you just disappear already?
All right. I'm going to be asking you for payment for the work computer and other stuff you broke soon.
Huh? What do you mean, work computer?
You'll find out when you see the invoice I send you. Goodbye.
Hey, what is the meaning of this, mother-in-law? What do you mean I need to pay you 30,000 euros?
Oh, so you got the invoice I sent you, Andrea.
I don't understand.
But it's written on the paper. What don't you understand? The 30,000 euros is payment for breaking the 2 high-spec computers and the appliances that they came with. And also for business obstruction, as we weren't able to do any work because of this.
What?
$30,000 is cheap for the damages you caused.
I didn't know this would happen.
But I thought Alejandro explained it to you before and after you broke our stuff by text.
He did tell me about it, but
He said that we were only going to keep the stuff there until I found a new place to live, right? And that Ezio owns a small-scale business. And that we were going to move the company's headquarters to Rome since I had retired. And that I was going to move to Rome as well to assist him.
there's no way I could have understood.
Huh? Alejandro showed me the text he sent you. To me, it looks like he explained it very carefully to you, though.
It was a bit confusing to me, I swear.
Alejandro says that you won't understand often when he explains it to you directly. So he purposefully explained it to you by text so you wouldn't be able to say that he never said anything. You're saying that you didn't understand even after that? Either you have no intention of understanding in the first place, or you're delusional and see things only as how you want to see them.
Even if you say that to me now,
why don't you read our conversation again? No, read it multiple times until you finally understand.
it's too late. It's not going to change anything anymore. Mother-in-law, something terrible has happened. Your son, Alejandro, just divorced me. My parents already sold our old house because we thought we would be living in the new house Alejandro bought. Now we have nowhere to go, and none of us have a job, so we won't be able to support ourselves from now on. Please, mother-in-law, could you tell Alejandro to get back together with me? I promise I won't do such a thing again, and I'll do as he says. I admit what I did was wrong, so help us! Oh, hello, Andrea. I'm not your mother-in-law anymore, so don't call me that. You say that you're sorry and that you won't do such a thing again, but how are we supposed to believe you? They say people deserve second chances, but us helping you would no longer be your second chance, but your 100th. This was your biggest and most flashiest mess up so far, but this isn't the first time that you've just ignored what Alejandro told you and pretended not to understand him, right? Please, I know what I did was wrong, and I really do promise to change. Just give me one last chance, and if I mess up again, I promise you'll never see from me or my parents ever again. Please help us. Sorry, Andrea. Our family has already given you too many chances until now. Especially Alejandro. He believed that you were a good person at heart and only seemed mean and arrogant, which is why he married you against both me and Ezio's wishes. So don't expect us to help you when even Alejandro has given up. What? But please, just one more chance? You see, I'm also currently in Rome. I'll work at Ezio's company, so could you forget about the 30,000 euros, please? What? Why are you in Rome? Couldn't you have just found a job in our hometown if you were willing to work after all? There are plenty of jobs that you don't need much skill to do. You could work as a cashier or something. Oh, you know how to bake bread, right, Andrea? Why not work at a bakery? And besides, I'm not the person you should be asking about this. Ask Ezio. He's the one in charge of hiring employees. I wouldn't get your hopes up, though. You don't know how to use computers, right? Yeah, I don't know how to use computers, but you can just teach me. The work Ezio's company does mostly has to do with graphic design. You're not going to be able to do any work if you can't use a computer. And teaching someone the necessary skills to do this job from scratch is very difficult. You wouldn't be paid much at the beginning, even if Ezio was kind enough to hire you. Can you use a computer, mother-in-law? Is it really that hard? Using a computer itself isn't that hard. Even a child could do it. But I'm afraid that the skills required for a position at Ezio's company are quite advanced and aren't something that can just be taught to someone. And yes, I used to do something similar in my old job, so it isn't a problem. I've been doing this stuff for years, you see. Then I could serve tea or make copies or something. I'll really do anything you want me to do. I'll do my best. Sorry, but we can serve tea and make copies on our own. And besides, if you really mean what you're saying right now, then I don't understand why you don't just find a job at our hometown. With that enthusiasm, I'm sure there's someone that would be willing to hire you. Just don't be as arrogant to them as you used to be with me, though. But at least ask Ezio first, then to reply to me. He's sure to say yes if he can just see that I really mean it when I say I'll try my best. I already did. He sits at the desk next to me, and he said no. Sorry, but Ezio never did really like you, Andrea. We can't have our team of employees hating each other, you know. He said that he wouldn't hire you even if you did know how to use a computer. Oh, that's so mean of him. And to think I was really going to change and be a better person if he had hired me. Not anymore, though. I see. So you weren't sincere when you said all those things back there? Anyways, you need to pay us the 30,000 euros soon. No? Please be sure to pay it on time. Yeah, but can't I do something else for you then? There has to be something you want me to do. Yes, I want you to pay 30,000 euros on time. I'm currently doing work, so goodbye. Wait, please, mother-in-law! I don't have any money. We don't even have a place to live anymore since Alejandro kicked us out. Please, mother-in-law, I'm just an uneducated housewife. I won't be able to find another job so easily. My parents, too, are already too old to work. You're our only hope now. It seems that Andrea and her parents sold their old house before moving into the new house Alejandro bought. Apparently, they're now living in a temporary apartment with the money they got from selling the house. But since their old house didn't sell for that much and Andrea had to pay me 30,000 euros, almost all of their savings evaporated. The only source of income they could rely on is the meager pension of her parents. Andrea didn't want to work even after getting divorced, since she was always just a housewife, which caused her and her parents to argue constantly because they wanted her to get a job as soon as possible. Eventually, Andrea got sick of it and cut ties with her parents. Andrea was kicked out of their temporary apartment, but she also didn't want to work, so, wanting to live an easy life, she tried to seduce a rich man who was already married. His wife found out about this and made Andrea pay a huge sum of euros as an alimony. Having no other choice, she was forced to get a job at a brothel. Me and Ezio, on the other hand, are enjoying our new lives in Rome. The city is so vibrant and full of energy, unlike the countryside. Everything feels like it's been sped up by 50%. Ezio's business expanded rapidly since moving to Rome, and the number of employees tripled in the first year since moving here. My eldest son, on the other hand, is now living the life of a bachelor back in our hometown. He says that he enjoys having so much time to spend as he likes, and has even picked up a new hobby: chess. I hope that the next woman he finds is someone who actually deserves my wonderful son Alejandro, and not someone ungrateful like Andrea.